Hey, welcome to WFMY News 2, the home of all your local news, weather, sports, traffic, everything Piedmont Triad and up into the foothills. I want to take you inside and give you a little tour of everything that we do right here at WFMY News 2. All right, we're inside the lobby here at WFMY News 2, and right when you walk in, you're greeted by the team here at WFMY News 2. You have the morning crew for GMS, you have the evening crew here over on the right, and everybody else filled in between. Friendly people, friendly folk, they greet you with the two, but hey, let's go inside and check everything else out. Okay, so the first real stop here on the tour is the sales department here at WFMY News 2. You may have never really thought about it before, but the sales department and all of our sales team members play a very important role here at the station. They're actually the ones that help set up the commercials or the advertising here on our station. And you know what? That's probably one of the most important jobs because they're the people that keep the lights on and pay the bills, right? All right, continuing down the line, the next room. This is actually a pretty busy room most of the time. This is our information center. This is where everything for our newscast is generated. News is gathered, it's produced, and it's prepared for all of our newscasts, not just that are on television, but also for what goes online to WFMYnews2.com. All right, check this out. This is a really cool room. It's called the Receive Room. There's a lot of buttons and screens in here that I personally don't know what they do, but here's what they do in here. It's really neat. They take video from around the world. They're able to gather that video and bring it into our TV station, record on it, and then edit that video and put it into respective newscasts or also prepare it for WFMYnews2.com online. In fact, Michelle over here, she's doing just that, getting things ready for putting on our website. So here we are in the WFMY News 2 Storm Center. This is one of my favorite places here in the building. This is where all of weather happens here. Anything that you would find on television or on WFMYnews2.com comes from this corner of the building. We make our forecasts here and we generate the graphics that you would see on TV and online. So right here we have our 7-day forecast pulled up right here. I was able to put all of my forecast information into that 7-day. And then here we're able to track the radar, track anything weather, not just here locally in North Carolina, but anywhere across the country. Both of these computers right here are used on TV. Now, this computer over here is also used on TV, but this is for our 24/7 weather channel. So everything that you see on this screen right here is constantly streaming to our Weather Nation television channel. So this is really cool. This is kind of behind the scenes, but eventually you want to see what you see on TV, and that's our studio. Before we get there, I want to show you a couple of other really neat rooms that take everything that we do and get it ready for you to see on TV. Okay, so here we are in, get this, master control. Kind of sounds like a NASA thing, but it's actually really similar to that because this is a really important room. Every single thing, and I mean that, every single bit of programming that you would see on WFMY News 2 leaves this room last. So that's not just our newscasts here that we put on, but that's also any of your favorite programming like Survivor. That leaves this room first before it goes out to all of your homes. Also, all the commercials go through this room before going out into the world. So Master Control is a really important room, and that's why there's a lot of screens and a lot of buttons. Steve here has a really important job, so we're gonna leave him alone and move on to our next spot. Okay, so now we're in the control room. The last room that we were in was called Master Control. This is the news control room. So everything that happens in this room is typically only for our newscast. So a couple of positions here in the control room. This is where our producer sits. The producer for a newscast is responsible for, one, writing a lot of the content or a lot of the things that the anchors and the reporters are going to read. But during a newscast, they have the responsibility of making sure we stay on time. So if my weather segment is only supposed to be 1 minute, they make sure that I stick to that 1 minute time limit. And they're able to do that by talking in a microphone that then plays into an earpiece in my ear. So they have the important job of making sure everything is running smoothly and on time and communicating things to the news anchors, the reporters, and the meteorologists during the newscast. Now, over here, this is where the director sits. The director has a lot of buttons. I like to compare it to like a big a video game. You know, a lot of buttons here, a lot of levers and everything, but this director's chair is responsible for making sure that the right piece of video or the right camera is taken during a newscast. So if a camera is supposed to be on me, he's the one, or she is the person responsible for making sure that the right video or even the right audio is what's going out for our newscast. So a lot of screens, a lot of buttons. Again, something that I really don't know much about. So let's go visit the studio. I'm a little more familiar with that. The lights are a lot brighter in there as well. So let's go check out the studio. The studio of WFMY News 2. This is what you see every time that you tune in and watch WFMY News 2, whether it's the Good Morning Show. For the morning show, we have a couch in here. That's not here right now. But for the new newscast and for WFMY News 2 at 5, 6, and 11 o'clock. All right here. This is what you see at home when you're sitting on your couch. But I want to show you what we see when we're giving the newscast. First stop is going to be our second weather center over here. The same computers that we had in our storm center earlier on in the tour, those are here as well. So we can do everything from tracking weather to creating weather graphics right here. But I want to turn you around even more. There's the green screen, but also these screens right here. We call this the teleprompter, and this is what allows us to read you the news. You'll notice typically the news anchors and the reporters, they don't have pieces of paper in their hand, and they maybe haven't even memorized it. They're actually reading from this screen right above the camera. So they'll just read word by word by word as it comes across there, and locations showed levels higher than what's allowed. Several of those locations are here in the Piedmont. Just one of our news stories here at WFMY News 2. But this is our studio. This is where all the magic happens. It's really similar to, if you think about it, as a play, a local school play or something. Everything that's on set looks really nice, ready for camera, but like you just saw by that pan, some places didn't look so nice. Just like a set in a play. What's on camera is really nice, the bright lights, and then off the side of the camera, it's just a regular room. But hey, this is where all the magic happens. One more stop on this tour. You've probably already thought about it. Let's go visit the WFMY News 2 Weather Garden. Ah yes, the glorious WFMY News 2 Weather Garden. We spend a lot of time out here, at least the meteorologists do. This is where we do all of, or most of our weather reporting here on TV. And what's really neat about this is really outside. This is real landscaping, real plants behind us, a real fountain behind us here, which in the wintertime, it does freeze over. You've probably seen that sometimes on TV. But this is where we do a lot of our weather segments in the morning, at noon, and through the evening time, and even when it's raining outside. We get our umbrella out here and we throw it up just like you would be. But something that maybe you haven't noticed is gonna be this screen over here. So this is our weather wall. When you see it at home, you usually see weather graphics on it, the 7-day forecast, the radar, current temperatures, but this is actually what it is, a green wall. But let me show you what's actually happening here. If we just look over here at this screen, this is what you see at home, and this is what we use to reference the different temperatures or where the clouds are. We have to stand here and we're actually looking at that TV monitor way off to the side of the screen, but pretend like we're pointing at the 7-day forecast. So if I wanted to point up at the 52-degree high temperature, I'm not looking at my green screen here. I'm looking over at that monitor to the side. It's all done back in the control room. So everything is connected, from getting our weather garden picture and then putting it through the control room, put it into the master control room, and then eventually into your home. So a lot of technology right here at WFMY News 2, from our first stop in the sales department to the information center to our receive room, and then we went into master control to the control room, the studio, the weather garden, and we're still in the weather garden. And with all of that technology that it takes to put on WFMY News 2 on TV or online, even here in the weather garden, we still have this old school thermometer to check the temperature every once in a while. It all comes full circle, right? So we'd love for you to maybe come visit WFMY News 2 sometime, but in the meantime, we hope you enjoyed your tour, and if you have any questions, just let me know.